hey there. So I have been receiving some feedback from a number of my posts and podcasts, and I was real excited about it. One guy wrote me some feedback, and he was real excited about the podcast and posts that I did about dreams and fantasy and what the difference is. And he wrote, I just listened to the difference between fantasy and dreams. Wow, that one really gets me, dude. I guess I always thought that my dreams were too big for what God had for me, so I settled for fantasy. And connecting that with my shame posts and my shame podcasts, that's shame. That's shame, literally speaking, shame to that man. And I asked him if I could share this, and he said absolutely. And I was really pleased because I feel that is such a huge distinction, whether we are in shame of our fantasies or whether we're in the life of our dreams. You know, fantasies always isolate and separate, where dreams team with hope and life. Dreams carry us. Without a vision, people perish. Dreams carry us. Vision and dreams carry us. While fantasy drags us down and bogs us down into hopelessness, that any fulfillment will ever be had other than in our thinking. Think about that. So our fantasies literally push us back and hold us back from actually experiencing life and leave us in an isolated thought chamber of nothingness and hopelessness, hoping to achieve with our fantasy something that could be meaningful, all the while being meaningless. I hate it. I hate that our fantasies withdraw us from the actual experience of life. And I don't know if you've read the posts or if you've seen the past podcast. I invite you to go do it. The difference is so immense and so crazy because it is a stark difference. And I never want to relegate my life to fantasy while I can be entering into dreams and hope and life, and I can experience Him in those. Our dreams are usually connected to our God image, the God that dwells within us, the exchange life. Our dreams have vision of kingdom and hope, and it doesn't even have to be religious or spiritual. It can just be, because that's not all that I am. I also am a triune being with a body and a soul, and I have to have my emotions touched and my body touched and my physicality touched. And God created me that way, to have my spirit and my body and my soul all united towards a kingdom purpose. But it doesn't have to necessarily be a spiritual purpose. It can be a life purpose. It can be a connected purpose. Amazingly, Christ wasn't always about spiritual things. He was about things that were very, very connected to the earth. All his parables were connected to the earth because he was trying to get our body and our soul in line with our spirit so that we would be kingdom people. And that's what happens when we enter those dreams. Even if it's dreams for our family, we experience them by entering into them and focusing on them and allowing them to take over and to become our reality, become our life, give us the direction that we're looking for. Where fantasy, it just boils us down to a soulish desire. And maybe that's another distinction. Maybe dreams emanate from the spirit and from the spirit life, where fantasy is literally just soulish to focus on the body. Maybe that's the literal distinction, is the direction of where it is. The soul is obviously the choice, but fantasy is always going towards body. Make my body feel good. Where my dreams are spirit, benefit of my spiritual life, of my life in general. And I think that's beautiful. It's literally your soul is the decision maker of where that's going to be, and you get to choose. And when you engage your dreams You can unite them with God, allow Him to direct your dreams. It's gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it's absolutely beautiful. He's the director of my dreams. He gives me the life. He gives me the purpose. He gives me the vision. And then I am able to experience it with Him and experience His life in my life. Where fantasy, it's just death. It's just isolating me into nothingness and temporal. And there's another difference. Dreams are eternal, even if they're temporally expressed and experienced. But fantasy is very temporal, very immediate, very selfish, very end of the road. The end goal of fantasy is a fleshly fulfillment, and that's just tragic. So thank you to this friend for sending me this. I love the responses. I love how I can see people get connected with the content, and thank you for that. And I love you guys. I appreciate you, and thank you for being a part of what God's expressing and doing here.